the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just remain standing. Pastor, would you come forward and give our invocation? I couldn't see who was back there, so.
Evening, council members, mayor. Let's pray. God and Father, we thank you for tonight, a wonderful celebration of the kind of work that you're doing all over the place, and we get to experience it here in Allen Park. We appreciate what you're doing for us and how you're helping us to mold this community into what you'd like to see it be. And Lord, we pray a special blessing on those who serve in an extra special way to provide the services this community needs. Bless them, care for them, and protect them, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Ask the clerk to take our roll, please.
Councilman Templin.
Present.
Councilman Cisco is asked to be excused. Councilman DiGiulio.
Here.
Councilwoman Gabarecki.
Present.
Councilman Rourke. Here. Madam Pro Tem McLeod.
Here.
Treasurer Armstrong is asked to be excused, and Mayor Matakas.
Present.
We have a quorum, sir.
Thank you. I'd like a motion to put the agenda before the council tonight.
Motion. Support.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem McLeod, supported by Councilman Templin. Any changes or corrections?
Let's separate claims and accounts there, Mayor.
Without exception from the consent agenda, the one item, claims and accounts, will be separated.
I would like to make a request to remove Resolution 3 from the agenda.
Without objection. Item 3 will be removed. The petitioner should know that they've got some things that they have to do and probably are going to have to go to the Zoning Board of Appeals. But also, the fire chief just saw this tonight too, and it violates our fire rules. So there are a number of things that have to be done there that are not appropriate for it to be before us tonight. Any other changes? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. Thank you. Motion for approval of the minutes of July 24th, please.
Motion, Mayor.
Councilman DiGiulio has moved. Councilman Rourke has supported. Is there any discussion of those minutes? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. Approval of the minutes for August 14th. The motion, please.
Motion.
Support.
Councilman Templin has moved. Councilwoman Gabarecki has supported. Is there any discussion of those minutes? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. At this time, we're going to have a presentation from our fire department on the installation of some new officers, Derek Brown, Christopher Ajlouny, and Michael Koppsch, and promotions in Robert Epperson and James Kolusk. So, Chief, both chiefs.
Thank you,
Nice.
Mr. Mayor. I'll be the loudmouth for the evening for the fire department. We want to welcome everybody here and say thank you all for having us, and thank you for the opportunity to have these fine gentlemen here tonight. We do have on the agenda 2 promotions and 3 new hires, which have occurred and are occurring. Unfortunately, we've had 2 family emergencies this evening, which have not allowed 2 of them to be here, but they will be recognized. First of all, I'd like to talk for just one moment about each of them. Sergeant James Kolusk, over 11 years of experience with the City of Allen Park as a firefighter, paramedic, and also as an engineer paramedic. Jim is our newest officer as a sergeant and is being responsible for being either first or second in command of station shifts. In 2014, Jim was awarded the highest possible recognition from the Allen Park Fire Department, the Medal of Valor, for his role in the Palouse Senior Housing Fire. He and another firefighter were first in that building on a hose line and are responsible as part of the team of saving over 60 residents. Jim is an excellent mechanic and uses those skills around the station, and Jim has a wife and 2 daughters who are joining us tonight. The second person in seniority is not able to make it tonight, but engineer Robert Epperson has over 11 years of experience with the City of Allen Park Fire Department as a firefighter paramedic. And as an engineer, he'll be responsible for driving and operating the engine or a ladder at fire scenes. And he's also responsible for the daily apparatus inspection and maintenance of those vehicles. Most days, the engineer is also on the backup rescue, and those ambulances go out 3 or 4 times a day as well. In 2017, Rob received a life-saving award from the fire department for CPR. In front of you, he was awarded on the 57-year-old female whose heart had stopped, circulation had returned, and she had left the hospital with no deficit. While he was a firefighter paramedic, Rob went back to school and obtained his nursing degree. He is an RN, and he's not only an RN, but he's also a hospice nurse, and that takes a special person to be able to do that. Rob has a wife and 3 sons. Probationary firefighter Michael Koppsch started with the fire department here in June. He came to us from the Macomb Fire Department. Mike spent 8 years in the United States Army. He earned the distinction of being in the Special Forces as a medical sergeant for 1.5 years. Mike is also airborne qualified, is proficient in French, and also served as a cavalry scout for 4 years, negotiating over 150 combat patrols in Iraq. Mr. Koppsch has received the Presidential Unit Citation, the Army Commendation Medal, and 14 other medals, ribbons, tags, and badges. Mike is also the proud father of a daughter. Christopher Ajlouny, who is also a probationary firefighter, also had a family emergency tonight. We apologize. He came to us after 8 years at Beaumont Dearborn ER. It's our second time around seeing Chris, who was with us as a part-time firefighter in 2014. He also held positions in the medical field as working with the Gift of Life of Michigan, Providence Hospital ER in Novi, and Medic 1 Ambulance. Chris and his wife have a daughter, and they're expecting another baby very soon. And last but not least, probationary firefighter Derek Brown started with Allen Park Fire in July as well. Derek came to us from the Riverview Fire Department. Derek brings with him a wealth of experience as a paramedic, as he worked the road for over 7 years with Community EMS, and also worked for 5 years at Beaumont Taylor, which was previously known as Heritage Hospital, in the emergency room. Derek fits in very well at the station with a very outgoing personality. Congratulations to all these fine gentlemen and for the service that they're providing the community. And at this time, we would ask Clerk Mizzy to please swear them in as a group.
All right, if I could have all of you raise your right hand, and at the end of this oath, I ask that you say, I do, I swear, or I affirm, whatever you feel most comfortable with, okay? Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Michigan, and that you will endeavor to secure and maintain an honest and efficient administration of the affairs of the City of Allen Park, free from partisan distinction or control, and that you will perform the duties of new hire fighter, and sergeant to the best of your ability, so help you God? I do. All right, congratulations, gentlemen.
At this time, we are giving these gentlemen their badges, or Sergeant Kolusk's new badge, and we would ask their families to feel free to come up and have a picture with them, if that is okay, Mr. Mayor?
That's fine.
Thank you, sir. So individually as a group for a moment, we'd love to do that in front of the council. So come on up, don't be shy. Do you guys have cameras, or do you want me to do it? Chief, would you take pictures of that too?
Or they could stand in front of the seat.
Yeah, you're right.
You need to put it off to the side here.
Thank you very much for this time tonight, and congratulations.
Yes. On behalf of the council, the clerk, and myself, we want to welcome our new firefighters and congratulate those who have served us well and have well-deserved promotions. Thank you all, gentlemen. Thank you, chiefs.
If she doesn't leave without me, if she leaves without me, I'm going with you.
At this time, we have the city administrator's operational
Once again,
reports.
this is what I always have to follow. I gotta see if we can move that on the agenda a little bit differently. Congratulations to our new firefighters and our promoted sergeants. Just some updates. So the street improvement millage and CDBG street improvement projects are now complete for 2018. On street sectioning, we're waiting for some small sections on Moore Road to cure, and then that portion will be complete. There was just a couple, I think 2 or 3 areas that they were trying to get wrapped up. Savone Cement was pouring concrete today over on Wick Road, and once that cures, Wick will be open fully in about 10 to 14 days. DPS Director Tom Murray is still looking to do some small sections on Pinecrest and Quant. That'll be Quant near Pretty Family Park before the construction season ends. That portion of Quant will have to wait until we're done with the water main improvement project, as that's been affected. That area has been affected by that project over the last 2 years, as well as the street improvements for Regina and for McLean as well. Water main replacement project, as we just mentioned, that has been installed about 95% of the new services. They're doing a live tap into the Allen Road water main on Thursday. I'm not too sure what that means, but I might want to be out there for that one. It could be an interesting event. The restoration of the concrete sidewalk should start the week of September 10th on that portion. We're going to have a shred day. That'll be Saturday, October 27th, 9 to 1 o'clock here in the City Hall parking lot. For anybody worried, Michigan football is not playing that Saturday, so I'll be okay. I'll be fine. I didn't check anybody else's schedule, but I did check Michigan. They do play on other Saturdays, but not that Saturday. So, again, it'll be hosted out in the parking lot here at City Hall. I'm going to work with Advanced Disposal to see if we can try to do a spring event too. We had really good success at the library, and actually the library requested to host, but I want to get it over here at City Hall. So I'm going to try to work with Advanced Disposal and see if we might be able to get a spring event and do that at the library right after the tax season, so everybody can get rid of any old tax documents they need to. So we'll work with them and try to do that after April 15th of next year. DT Energy reports that they are now finished 100% with the LED streetlight conversion project. And that did replace every outdated streetlight north of Southfield Road and would be east of the Southfield Freeway. They're still working on some new streetlights that were included in that project scope. I do know that they did get a new light at Manor, and I believe they put one up at Reek and Allen Road. That section there was missing from the when they reconverted the roads. So they are working on those. They're going to be working on some replacement here on the poles out here in the median and Southfield. That is all part of that project. And then a new light in, I believe, over at Champaign and Rosedale area. That had never had a light, so we're working on adding one over there as well for that intersection. We're going to need to have somebody go out and verify that to make sure all that work was done, as we've done in the past, just to make sure everything was finalized before you make the final payment to them. And then on the City Hall project, the emergency generator was delivered last week. It is being installed by the electricians. Once that is completed, then they're going to be working on the bollards that are supposed to be out front. And then they're also working on the issue for the signage on the front of the building. I believe City Hall lights up at night, police department does not. And I mentioned at the last council meeting that was tied to the green gate system. So they're working on getting that disconnected and connected properly to the right timers. Philomene House, that demolition is scheduled to begin September 10th. And I know that's a long time coming. I think Mayor mentioned 7 years
Yes.
at the last meeting. So September 10th will be the demolition date for that. They're going to be starting the asbestos removal here in the at the end of the week, and that takes a period of time. And they also have to do a 10-day notice to MDEQ for that. That is everything I have. I know we've got an item coming up here, and I'll wait to talk about that when that item comes up.
Okay, could I have a motion to accept and file the updates and reports from the city administrator?
Motion, Mayor. Support, Mayor.
Councilman Rourke has moved, Councilman DiGiulio has supported. Are there any questions of the city administrator?
One question with.
Councilman Rourke.
Philomene, what notification are we giving to the neighbors?
So we had Mrs. I believe that was Mrs. Shovak has emailed us asking us that we would notify the neighbors. So, and in that event, we'll be notifying those nearby and also notifying her. She said she'd help us out on that front to go door to door, not only on the Philomene Street, but on the neighboring street as well.
Keep the windows shut, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, they're going to be using water to keep all the dust down, but it's a demolition, it's a construction project, so there's still going to be some fugitive dust.
And has the block party been planned yet?
I imagine so.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions of the city administrator? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That is carried. I have commission appointments that I wish to put before the council tonight. The first being the General Employee Civil Service Commission, which the emergency manager had discontinued, and so that's being reinstituted. The council has 2 appointments. They're 5-year terms, which will end 2022. And you have the applications of David Hamilton and Kenneth Lieber. I recommend both of them be made the representatives for the city. Can I have a motion to that effect?
Motion.
Mayor Pro Tem has moved. Councilman Templin has supported. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. That's carried. Second is the Historical Commission. Nelson Zucchetto for the term ending 12/31/20. He is taking the place of Sharon Broglin, who has resigned the commission and also as the curator for the Historical Commission. So he will fill in until 12/31/20 when that term will be up. And we reappoint Betty Nixdorf for a term ending 12/31/2023. So a motion for that.
Motion.
Support.
Councilman Rourke has moved. Councilman DiGiulio has supported. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That is carried. Library Commission, Judith Willett for the term ending 2019, which again is a fill-in for a person who has left the commission, and then to reappoint Cheryl Stan and Pam Cook for terms ending 12/31/2020. Could I have a motion on those 3 appointments?
Motion.
Support.
Councilwoman Gawarecki has moved. Councilman Templin has supported. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. The Housing Commission, the position that's open, Betty Hackney, who we appointed not too long ago to serve for the 1 year, has had to resign. And the position, I'm asking Robert Hoover to serve to 12/31/218. Mr. Hoover and his wife just moved into the commission about 7 months ago and have been well received there. And so I'd like a motion to appoint Mr. Hoover.
Motion.
Support.
Councilwoman Galvarecki has moved and Mayor Pro Tem has supported. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. The Parks and Rec is a reappointment for the terms ending 12/31/21 for all three of these gentlemen, Richard Lindahl, Bruce Antioch, and Robert Turner. May I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Support.
Councilman
No.
Templin has moved.
You can give it to Councilman Roy.
And Councilman Rourke has supported. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. The Planning Commission to reappoint for terms ending 12/31/2021, Dennis Rant, Donald Graham, and Felice Lally, and to reappoint for a term ending 12/31/20, James Powell and Nicholas Darren.
Motion, Mayor.
Councilman DeGiulio is moved. Do I have a support?
Support.
Support by Councilwoman Galvarecki. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
The Festivities Commission to reappoint for a term ending 12/31/2021, Isabel Barbosa Rios. Could I have a motion there?
Motion.
Councilwoman Galvarecki has moved.
Support.
Supported by Mayor Pro Tem. Any discussion, please? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. Finally, the Zoning Board of Appeals to reappoint its chairman, Artis Bennett, for the period ending 12/31/2020. Councilman Rourke has moved.
Support.
Supported by Councilman Templin. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Just say one thing on this last appointment. When I graduated from law school in 1967, I came on the Planning Commission, which also was Zoning Board of Appeals. Artis was its chairman. He has served us in that capacity since 1967. He's been the building chief of the building department, and he has taught this course to many people throughout the state. It's been remarkable, his dedication to the city and to zoning. So thank you all. The next item is our public comment, and before that I would just ask everybody to remember the rules of decorum, which are on the back of our agenda, and each person would have 4 minutes in which to speak. So if you have a comment or question, please come forward at this time. Good evening.
I'm David Case. I own the Fox Portrait Studio building at 6817-6821 Allen Road. That's a picture.
Oh, yes.
The building. My company's been in that building. I've been in that building for 40 years. I personally own, my wife and I bought the building 30 years ago, so we've been there a long time. Ever since the doctor, pain clinic and pharmacy has opened, parking has been a real problem. And because they do have a lot of clientele, I understand that, and I don't have a problem with that if there's customers. But the problem is the medical billing company next door, the employees take up all the available spots. So my customers have nowhere to park. Our customers can be mothers with babies, high school seniors with a lot of clothing. And this has been going on for over 5 years. And I've talked to the mayor's office, I've talked to the DDA, and they said they've talked to the medical clinic and that they would try to encourage them not to park there because there is a city lot across the street, but they still park there. So here nor there, we are closing. We're closing this week, it's our last week. and I've been trying to sell the building for the last few years. I can't lease it, I can't sell it because of the parking. Anybody that looked at the building said there's never any empty spots out front. So I'm suggesting that you put in a 2-hour enforced parking. And I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't care if you just do 2 spots in front of my building, I'd be happy. But I have to have some way of, either leasing this building or selling this building, because I still have to pay the taxes, I still have to pay the utilities, and I have no other options. We have parking in the back for our employees, and all the businesses there have parking in the back for their employees. And if they have more employees that can't fit in there, they can park across the street in the city lot. And that's about it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Case. I'm sorry that we're going to lose you.
I am too. I mean, I started there in '79 as a manager when I was a young man, so I mean, it's near and dear to me. I have an investment there. And I hate to leave, but I mean, with the digital revolution, as you noticed up here, everybody in the world
Yeah, I do.
nobody needs us anymore. It's unfortunate. So.
Well, it has changed, but I can remember a number of family portraits you did for us, so we'll miss you.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Lieutenant Egan from Allen Park PD. This is Mike Flanagan. He's an Allen Park resident and one of our CERT team leaders. Just wanted to remind everybody that we're having our 3rd annual car, truck, and motorcycle drive-in show. It's going to be at Lowe's this weekend if weather cooperates Saturday. If not, it'll be Sunday. We do have quite a few cars pre-registered, including Mayor Pro Tem's cool Firebird. You don't need a cool car, truck, or motorcycle to show up. I would say come out, bring a lawn chair. We're playing American Graffiti, and then in honor of Aretha Franklin's passing, Blues Brothers. We have a lot of great raffle prizes, and this is our only fundraiser we do for CERT. Just like a beautiful new City Hall and Police Station, we got rid of our old ambulance, and we actually got a vehicle donated by DTE, and we've been managed to fix that up. A lot of our own members have put on lights and sirens and all that stuff that you've seen them at the street fair and the run and all that stuff. We do about 20 to 30 events between both cities every year, as well as emergency call-outs. This year we're called out in Melvindale for search and rescue, down wires. Matter of fact, Councilman DeGiulio's daughter asked us if we'd come out for some down wires. We're in her backyard. We're happy to do that. That's all volunteer residents that is willing to come out, which allows police and fire to stay active and answer their runs that they need in emergencies. So it's a great program, and I'm hoping everybody is able to come out and enjoy that day with us at Lowe's Saturday.
What time?
Yeah.
It's from 9 to 3, and we'll be doing the raffles all day and the movies during that time period too. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Good evening, City Council, Mayor Raymond Gusson-Quant. Just a couple questions, Mayor, through the chair. Mark, did we purchase the Buell field next to Baker College?
City Attorney will respond for us, all right?
That's great.
Good evening.
Good evening, Joe.
We are in negotiations with them.
Okay, very good. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and personally ask every one of you, including Mike, and including Maureen, who's not here, including you, Joe, to please go ahead and make arrangements to make a walkthrough, and I know Larry would be hard for you, to make a walkthrough through our historical house in a very, very near future. We would love to go ahead and try to move forward. We are moving forward. On the 20th, we just had a brand new furnace installed with an air conditioner in that 1800, built house. But we need you to do a walkthrough. In order for us to move forward, we'll love you to see the before and after of what we have plans to do. So if any of you want to make arrangements, you can personally make arrangements. You get a hold of Scott O'Reilly, who I know has contacted you in the past, and we'll go ahead and personally make a time. We don't care what time it is, 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock at night. We'll make that arrangements for you, for one of us to be there for you to do a walkthrough. So thank you on that. The house that's on Reek, that brand new house that still, front yard still looks really, really bad. What's happening there?
The ordinance officers have been out to that residence and issued tickets. They'll just go through the normal process of court if necessary, if they don't pay the fines.
Okay, Mark, thank you on that. Now comes a toughie then. The property that we used to own, or still own, where our old city hall used to stand on, what's happening with that piece of property?
So that parcel does have some excavation equipment on site now, and the ordinance officers were over there after the last council meeting as well to address their
Okay,
issues.
Mark, so are you saying that we do not own that piece of property no more?
No, we do not own that.
Well, that's good information, because a lot of us still thought that we still owned it. Because I hate for us ordinance officer to give us our, tickets to ourselves. So with that, thank you very much, and please try to make some type of arrangements for us to go, for us to meet you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Russell Pillar from Arlington Avenue. I just have one brief question. Right around through the city, I noticed a lot of couches and chairs and desks and everything sitting at the curb. And one, for instance, is one on Pelham between Ecorse Road and Pinecrest. That sectional's been sitting there for at least 3 months. Now, what's the onus on the property owner there? Are they supposed to call the trash carrier to come and pick it up, or is the city supposed to pick it up? Or if nobody calls, what happens? I mean, the things have been sitting there for 3 months. I mean, you ride around the city, and that's, for instance, there's numerous places just like that where the trash and the furniture and everything, where people move, and the trash will sit in front of the house for weeks, if not months at a time. What's the city's position on that?
Citizens are supposed to call the day before their normal trash pickup and notify advanced disposal, and they would make special pickup for those items. I think I'm correct on that.
Yeah, that is correct, Mayor. So we met with advanced disposal. We know there was a couple issues that we've had. The bulk pickup has not been out there, particularly for the Monday pickups, because they're supposed to call the night before, the day before to schedule. It's kind of hard when you're doing your work on the weekend when they're closed. They do have an email process. So we met with them. They're working on a process that we're going to both agree on. They're going to put the sticker on the can to let people know what it is. That's the easiest way to get that information out. Everybody puts their can out. They'll be taking their can back. It'll have the instructions on the can for the process to call. But that has been the biggest issue. Make sure you call. Make sure if they do call, get a confirmation number. So if we do have a problem, we can track it back down and follow up with the advance on that. And they've had some issues. So admittedly, they've had some issues with their call center. With some problems within their call center. So,
okay, my question is, if the homeowner does not call, like for instance the one on Pelham Road, I know that sectional's been there 3 months.
It's at Pinecrest and Pelham.
It's on Pelham between Ecorse and Pinecrest, yes. And there's a few houses down. There's some more. I think it's chairs and part of a desk. Or whatever, that's been there for at least 6 weeks. So, I mean, if the owners aren't calling, I mean,
right.
Does somebody, like the ordinance warden, go up and knock on the door and say, you must call, or?
Yeah, we usually follow up with the ordinance on that. If once we're notified there's an issue, we'll follow up with that. In other cases, we talked to Advance about the possibility of just having them pick some of that stuff up on those cases. You see it a lot when there's an eviction, or a move out. If they're moving out, they usually haven't called to make the, to make the appointment. But to have them make that pickup and then bill us, and we bill the property or place it on the property is a lien.
Okay, thank you very much.
Anyone else wish to address the council? I don't see anyone coming forward, so we'll move forward on the agenda. The claims and accounts, if I could have the motion to put that before the council, please.
Motion, Mayor.
Councilman DiGiulio has moved. Do I have a second?
Support.
Councilman Templin has supported. Are there questions, Mr. DiGiulio?
I do. Here under administration, we have Seacrest and Wardle and Lynch attorneys, labor attorneys, for professional services in the amount of $20,700 plus. Can I ask what that's about?
Yeah, for Seacrest Wardle, that is the retirees' lawsuit against the city for the healthcare changes. The $20,726 is the pillar case, and the $9,645.90, which is the line directly below that, is for the covert case.
So totally, how much has the Russ Pillar lawsuit cost the city of Allen Park so far?
The number I was able to gather before the meeting was $327,530 and some change.
$327 and
$327,000.
$327,000?
Yeah.
Wow, that's the Russell Pillar lawsuit. How about the Dale Covert lawsuit? How much is that? Wasn't that Russell Pillar just stepped up here? Was that him? Okay. Okay, how much is the other lawsuit?
So Dale Covert, the lawsuit that Mr. Covert filed against the city, we're at $49,119.40.
And how long has that lawsuit been going on?
I only have 3 months of billings on that one at this point, so probably 4 months.
So $49,000 in the last 4 months. Wow. How long has the Russ Pillar lawsuit been going on?
Councilman, I'm not too sure on the exact date on that one. It was going on before I got here, and I've been with the city now for 3.5 years.
Those before that. Okay, and then moving down the row here, the Michigan Municipal League pool deductible for $13,200+ What's that about?
The 20320 is that was a case. Atkins is the name on it, and I'm gonna ask the accounts payable to change that so that it doesn't just say deductible, to put a name with it, so we'll be able to track it a little bit easier. That was a house that has a septic tank that was sold, and they're claiming that the city didn't notify them that it had a septic tank.
Now, would that end at $15,000?
Yeah, so the total on that would be a capped at $15,000. That is the deductibles.
Okay, and then the next one is the same thing, Michigan Municipal League deductible for $15,000. What case is that?
This one here was, I don't have the official name, it's for a rental ordinance. They're claiming that the rental ordinance that the city has in place is not proper.
Okay, so we've capped at that one.
Yeah, 15,000 is the max on that one.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. The second item is a consent agenda item, so I will, for the payroll report, may I have a motion?
Motion.
Councilwoman Gavarecki had moved. Mayor Pro Tem has supported. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. Thank you. We're now at the resolutions. A motion for approve the emergency repair of the...
Excuse me, point of order. Just for clarification, the last was the consent agenda was payroll report plus a parade permit?
I'm sorry.
You didn't, there was a parade permit as well. I just didn't want it to get overlooked.
Oh,
Oh, sorry about that.
I have two agendas in front of me. That one of them did not have that one, right? I apologize.
No problem. Thank you.
So it would include the licenses and permit. Would the motion and the second stand for that also?
Yes.
Yep.
I'll ask for the vote then on both the payroll report and the parade permit for the Cabrini Homecoming. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. I guess there's more resolutions on one of them also. The resolutions first is the emergency repair of an emergency generator at the DPS and Fire Department by the AS Corporation in the amount of $38,000, $38,120.65. And it says it's from two accounts, and we'll bypass the city bid process as it's an emergency to have these repairs done. A motion?
Motion, support.
Councilman Rourke has moved. Councilman DiGiulio has seconded. Is there any questions on this issue?
That doesn't come out of the general fund, is that correct, Mayor?
If I may, through the chair, it's coming out of the fire department fund for $15,000 coming out of the fire department's fund, the 340, and the rest is coming out of the capital improvements. Also note that $2,043.15 is listed as sales tax. We are tax exempt. Once they get the documents, they'll reduce that off of the $38,000 as well.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions by council? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. Resolution to approve a contract for Al's Asphalt for $125,533 for repaving of Demeen and Cleophas Streets with funds from account 203-479-801-205. Motion, please.
Motion.
Support.
Councilman Templin, supported by Councilwoman Gavrecki. Any discussions?
One here, Mayor. Now, we're going to also asphalt the Demeen Street part that's Melvindale, because Demeen is a street that's one side Allen Park and one side Melvindale.
Yeah, that is correct. So we've talked to the manager at Melvindale, Rich Ortiz, and explained to him that it's kind of impossible to pave just half of a street, especially when it's at a diagonal, in front of, less in front of some of our houses and more in front of their houses, and vice versa. And he's going to be taking that to his council. They don't meet again until the Wednesday after Labor Day, and he'll be asking for them to also be part of this. We're going to go forth with it no matter what, if council approves, and then we'll seek reimbursement back from the city of Melvindale.
Demeen Street circles out to Outer Drive, is that correct?
Yeah, he's also working on getting a quote to have that portion done on their own. That would not be part of our cost.
Because both sides are Melvindale at that point, where it circles out?
Correct. It tapers down right before to all Melvindale, right at the bend, as it does at the other end on Hope Street as it goes into Rio.
Okay, where Rio is now, that's not going to be paved?
That will be paved.
That will be, so it'll be Rio going behind the church?
Yep, Rio between the old Tom's Lawn and Garden and the church, Hope adjacent to the church, and then Demeen.
Circling over to Demeen.
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much.
And that also includes Cleophas as well, 2 blocks of Cleophas.
Cleophas is cement now, correct?
It's asphalt overlay.
Asphalt overlay?
It's an asphalt overlay over the top of old concrete.
So there's going to be another asphalt overlay?
Correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Last resolution is to name the roadway just east of the City Hall Police Department between Shish Palace and the new Culvers from Southfield Road to White. It'd be named Bob Seeger Boulevard. Could I have a motion, please?
Motion, support.
Mayor Pro Tem has moved. Councilman DiGiulio has seconded. Is there any discussion?
I'll add a little bit in there. We brought this up at last council meeting. I think the council was ready to vote, but we weren't ready in dealing with the people from WCSX Radio and Big Jim's house happen to be here tonight as well. We talked to them. I talked to them this morning at 6:30. I probably sounded really corny on there, but hopefully not. I looked at this as a great opportunity for a positive promotion for the community. We've had our fair share of negative over the last couple of years, and I figured this was a really good positive way. And I'm hoping the mayor and council would agree with that as well.
Can I make one comment?
I should say, the proposal I had, when I wrote up my memo, was just from Southfield to Philomene. I know Mike added a little bit to, because it had been mentioned of possibly going in front of the community center. That would be strictly up to council, how you want to proceed, if you want to go all the way in front of the community center.
I looked at the map, I originally had it to.
Yeah, I know I've seen that, so. But the way the memo was just to Philomene, but it's up to the council. If you want to go any further, we can make that happen as well.
Comment here, Mayor?
So is the new address of the ice rink may be?
It's actually a White Street address, so it would have no effect on there. I purposely tried to find a location that would not have any effect on any addresses, because that's where a lot of the issues come about.
So what would the street sign look like?
Well, funny you should ask.
Work with me here, will you?
Right. So the DPS did mock up something for us, and I'm sorry, Councilwoman, I almost whacked you in the head with the sign. And when I talked to Big Jim O'Brien from the radio station, they would be looking, obviously we have to get ours up in the area, but they'd also be looking to purchase some that they would either give away to people that have won maybe a contest on the radio, or for charity, for donations to charity and so forth. So this is what DPS mocked up. I'm not too sure if this will be the final exact version or not, but it's going to be pretty darn close. And gets our logo in there for the publicity point, and tries to help get them their publicity as well. And
go that way there.
You can see out there in the.
A little silver bullet on it.
Yeah. Well, I did take a little bit of abuse from the guys in the morning crew there. Thank you very much, Ryan, because I didn't incorporate, and Deb helped me on the memo, and we did not incorporate any Bob Seger songs into the memo, and they thought we should. So at 6:45 this morning, I came up with the best I could, and I'm not going to be able to get a single one here, am I?
No?
And you're going to have to bear with me. It's on our Facebook page. I basically said if you're a traveling man or a rambling, gambling man cruising down Main Street against the wind, you can accompany me eventually to Allen Park and see Bob Seger Boulevard. Let me see if I can find the exact words.
Here, do you want me to read it?
So if you are a traveling man or a rambling, gambling man heading down Main Street against the wind towards Nutbush city limits, listening to that old time rock and roll, hopefully you'll accompany me to Allen Park to check out Bob Seger Boulevard. I'm not a writer. It's the best I could come up with, so.
Thank you.
Does Bob Seger have any affiliation with Allen Park?
He will now, if you approve this. So we do know, and we had a few people mention to us on our Facebook page that he grew up in Lincoln Park. I do know that he was, when he was an infant, he lived in Melvindale, and he graduated from Ann Arbor Pioneer High School. We do believe, strongly have a belief that he did play, as many top rock acts did in the early 70s, at the Allen Park Civic Center. So that was his connection here with us, was playing at the ice arena back in the day. Back in 72. If you want to turn the page back. If you want to turn the page back to 72.
Maybe you explain to the city administrator how this came about. It's kind of unusual to.
Because I have nothing to do in the evening time. So WCSX Radio had been working to create Bob Seger Boulevard as a tribute to a legendary singer of our era in this general area as well. They worked with Ann Arbor, and they thought they had something that was going to be at the Ann Arbor Pioneer High School. That fell through. I happened to be listening to the radio that when they were talking about it falling through, and so. Forgive me for this, during the last Planning Commission meeting, I may have sent an email out and sent to them. We came back in, it was right around the time of the street fair, and I got a message from them asking if they could read some of it on the air, So I said, yeah, absolutely. And then I raced into the office as quick as I could to email the mayor and council to let them know that this crazy idea may actually be moving. From that, we sent over a couple of drawings. We talked at the last council meeting. It seemed like everybody was in positive mood to move forth with that, and that's where we're at today. And I probably would have a little bit more advance notice. I believe Jim O'Brien decided to take vacation. I don't know who authorizes that, but he apparently went on vacation, and that caused a little bit of a delay. So that's why we're here today, and just asking for approval on this project.
I guess the last question is, we have no infringement in any rights by the Bob Seeger family or anybody else by using that name?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't believe so. From everything that we've went through and everything that we've talked to their people about, this is a complete go with them as well.
I should have known. It's Ryan Logan is the producer from the big Jim's House radio show.
Okay.
That is WCSX 94.7. Classic rock, which it doesn't seem like it's very much classic anymore because it seems like everything I used to listen to. Uh-oh. Maybe I'm getting to be classic.
Any other questions by council? I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That is carried.
And we now have Bob Seeger Boulevard.
All right. We don't have another business, but without objection, I would ask council if anyone has any final comments.
I'll start.
Councilman
I
O'Rourke.
just want to, the commissioners that we brought back, and thank all of them for the volunteering and service that they do. We had the commission dinner this past year, which was very nice, seeing those people and thanking them. And as we kind of joke, you get 4 minutes of getting sworn in and 4 years of getting sworn at, or whatever that service that they give to the community. So it's important to have people do that, and we thank them for doing that, and the families that allow them to do that. And another welcome to the new firefighters, and congratulating those that got promoted. And being a Seeger fan, thank you, Mark, for
I should disclose, I do have tickets for a Seeger concert in Columbus, Ohio that I bought a couple weeks ago, so.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments by council?
Just a quick
Mayor Pro
reminder about the historical home. They are open the second Saturday of the month. I would encourage people to go there and take a look. This month they are having, I'm trying to recall, I didn't bring the flyer, a Miss Michigan USA, Miss America. A woman that was an Allen Park resident will be there, and I think might have some interesting tales to tell. If nothing else, go in and take a look at that home. It is quite interesting. I was there, hadn't been there in a while. I was there for their ice cream social where they kicked off the second Saturday of the month, and just wandered around. I'll come back for a guided tour, but went down in the basement, and there is some really neat stuff there. And I'm hoping that as they progress and move forward, we'll get more and more people taking a look at what we had here in Allen Park way, way back. For the rest of you, have a wonderful Labor Day weekend, a very safe one. Thank you for all in the community who do the work at all different levels. You are all very much appreciated. Take care and have a good evening.
The attorney says no.
Okay. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Hope you enjoy the long weekend and Labor Day. And please, if you're traveling any distance, drive safely. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion. Support.
Mayor Pro Tem has moved. Councilman DiGiulio is supported. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned at 6:56.